What's going on, guys? Skylord Studios 005 back here again, and today I have a double Beyblade X review. So it turns out the Bullet Griffon review that I had originally filmed did not get uploaded, so I'm going to be refilming that today, as well as reviewing Drawn Strike, both the April and May releases. But before I do that, I did want to briefly talk about something that's kind of going on in the Beyblade community right now that I kind of see it bothering me. It's not necessarily the community's fault. It's more the problem with having hobbies like this, and that is scalping. So, no, I do not have Unicorn Delta yet. Um, and I wasn't even able to pre-order Brachio Whip before it started spiking in price. Unicorn Delta and basically random boosters in general are being scalped like through the sky. I recently checked, and if I wanted to get the full set of Brachio Whip online, Mall of Toys is sold out of it. Bays and Bricks is sold out of it. People want to pay $100 for that. Unicorn Delta is even worse since it's a prize bay. They want like $130 just for the one bay. It's crazy. So the concerning part is July is just around the corner, and we do have a major release coming out in July. It's going to be a random booster. It's supposed to be a BX Infinity random booster. My speculation is that this is going to be Heaven's Ring, and that's going to be Seven's Bay, and it's going to be like one of the final three bosses, with 0, 1, and 7 all fighting on the Cross's All-Star team. But the problem is that bay is going to be heavily scalped because it's a random booster prize bay, just like Unicorn Delta was. Unicorn Delta, in my opinion, isn't anything too special, yet it's still scalped through the roof. So I'm going to have to wait till either there's some sort of big restock near the end of the year, which is when they tend to do that. Like around October is when they tend to restock the April random booster. Or I'm just going to have to wait till Hasbro releases it, which can be an unknown amount of time. Hasbro's releasing their wave in July, and it's going to actually be a really large wave. We're getting all 3 of the CX Expand starters. We're getting a Hasbro exclusive. I use that term lightly because it's been revealed it's going to be a lottery prize of Bison Borrow or Valor Bison. And the one that's most interesting to me, and if this is the random booster, this is actually going to be a huge win for Hasbro, is Heaven's Ring or Ring Aether, coming in a starter. So if that is the July random booster, then Hasbro's releasing that as a starter the same time that TT's releasing it. So to me, that's insane. And it's a huge win for Hasbro. So hopefully it won't get scalped as much from Takara Tomy. We're also probably gonna get Glory Valkyrie that time because that's supposed to be like, Cobalt Dragoon released in July, Pegasus Blast released in July. You'd figure the Valkyrie Evolution would release in July. But I am concerned about Brachio Whip and Unicorn Delta being scalped because I wasn't able to pre-order Brachio Whip. Unicorn Delta I was just going to skip until Hasbro originally released it, but I'm looking at the prices now and it's like, oh my, I really am going to have to wait. But it's very concerning seeing that as random boosters. Like, it's getting to Pokemon levels of extensive scalping, and it's not good for the hobby because then nobody can get the parts that they want in the new releases. And I think everybody should be able to experience the new releases and the new gimmicks. But Bullet Griffon alone, I had to pay like online $30 or $40 for because they wanted to scalp it because, it's technically 2 bays in 1, but Hasbro is releasing it in the starter, which is a huge win for Hasbro for only like $12 to $14. Same thing with Drawn Strike. So a lot of the new stuff like March to May and potentially even July are being released in this newest Hasbro wave, as well as some unique originals that aren't too great, but have their own features like Shinobi Cutter and Aegis Rampart, which I'm sure we're going to see a release later on in the year from Takara Tomy. But that's just kind of my spiel about how scalping is kind of making it less fun to collect Beyblade X. But yeah, so we are going to go in release order, and we're going to start with Bullet Griffon. So Bullet Griffon is a right spinning balance type. There we go. Bullet Griffon's a right spinning balance type with the UX expand gimmick of splitting apart, hence the name Bullet Griffon. So this top part is Bullet, and this bottom part's Griffon. When battling, when it splits, what you're going to want to care about is if this one survives, because if the blue one gets knocked out and the red one's in, that's still a loss for you. It comes on a reprint of Hexa, which is always nice to have another of. This is owned by 2 Cross in the anime, and she battles multi with Night Fortress and loses, or in the manga. We have yet to see that in the anime. I think that's going to be coming up here pretty soon. But definitely a unique gimmick. Very interesting weight. This is now the heaviest blade in the game, simply because this right here, with the UX Expand blade, is really heavy. The UX Expand thing is that they no longer have ratchets. It's literally just the blade and the bit. So the bit's Hexa. There's no ratchet. So yeah, that's the overview of Bullet Griffon. But the gimmick is, again, when you're battling, if it gets hit, it's going to pop off with this spring-loaded bottom part, and you're going to be fighting 2 opponents at once. And then we get to our first BX Expand or BX Infinity release, which is Dran Strike. And the gimmick with BX Infinity is that there's just more metal. There's no longer a plastic chip here. It is now metal. So you see, this used to be plastic here. They covered it with metal to add more weight. The shape is really aggressive, and what really matters is these points right here, because they're really, they hit really hard. It comes on 450 and a free flat bit, so that is nice to have. I have learned that the looser the ratchet, the more freely the bit's going to spin, because as you can see right now, it's just kind of rotating. But if I put it on a low burst resistance ratchet, like say 455, it's going to free spin a lot better. So comparing that to 450, which is nice that we got a reprint of. We haven't seen this since I think Shark Scale back in August. See, it's not as free spinny, but yeah, this is obviously the evolution to Dran Brave, and this is the Dran evolution for the year. We've got Knight, the Knight evolution for multi, Ragnar Rage's evolution for 9, and now Dran Strike. Now, we just recently got confirmed that the trademark name Hell's Nether is coming for the Hell's lineup and for Robin's lineup. So, I think that's pretty cool. But first off, we're going to do a test launch for Bullet Griffon. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. And as you can see with the weight, just kind of stays in the middle with Hexa. But our first test battle is going to be against Night Fortress. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. And as you can see now, that is Bullet Griffon. Alright, so Bullet Griffon 2-0. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. And Bullet Griffon is still in, and that is Bullet Griffon. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. And that is Bullet Griffon's win. Alright, so next up we're going to do Bullet Griffon versus Ragnar Rage. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 2 points to Bullet Griffon. 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. And that is Bullet Griffon, 3, 2. 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, and go shoot. Alright, so lastly we're going to have Bullet Griffon versus Mummy Curse. 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, and go shoot. Bullet Griffon, 1-0. 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, and go shoot. Alright. So it's 2-1. 3, 2, and go shoot. That is Bullet Griffon, 3-2. 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, and go shoot. That is Bullet Griffon. Alright, so next up we're going to be doing the battles for Dran Strike. And first off, we're going to start with one of, I think there are two really iconic battles that Dran Strike has in the anime. But the first one is going to be Bahamut Blitz versus Dran Strike. 1 versus Jackson. 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, and go shoot. That is 3-0, Dran Strike. 3, 2, and go shoot. That is Dran Strike's win. Alright, so next up, I do want to save what in my opinion will be the best battle for last. So I will have Dran Strike fight Shelter Drake. 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, and go shoot. That is 3, 2, and go shoot. 3, 2, and go shoot. Dran Strike's win. Alright, so now for the final battle for Dran Strike. So, Shelter Drake was kind of an easy opponent for Dran Strike to face because it was a BX standard line, didn't have the greatest burst resistance, and Bahamut Blitz just had really bad stamina. And if it doesn't connect with that 1 point, it's kind of done. It doesn't work. But I think the hardest battle that Dran Strike's going to have in this video, and the battle I think you all have been waiting for, we're going to have Dran Strike face Meteor Dragoon. 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. That's 2-0 Meteor Dragoon. 3, 2, 1. Shoot. I wanted to say technically that's Meteor Dragoon, but we are going to reshoot that. 3, 2, 1. Go shoot. Meteor Dragoon wins 5, I think, to 0. Alrighty, so what are my overall thoughts on both of these bays? So for Bullet Griffon, I think it can have a niche meta use. One thing I have learned is kind of like a warning is that these prongs break really easily. So try not to use it on an attack type build because as it's attacking, these prongs are going to start chipping away. As you can see, there's like a dent there. There's a dent there. That's not how it came. So be very careful. It is a delicate bay, but if you use it on defensive or stamina type builds, you won't have those problems. It's just whenever it's getting really like hit or it's slamming into things, then I believe the recoil from the blade attacking gets shot up into the prongs. So I do think it has meta usage, like maybe on free ball. Keeping it on Hexa stock actually isn't that bad. Maybe under needle. I'm not really sure, but that separation gimmick is going to be very useful in the meta, in my opinion, and it's a very circular shape. So if you're going against a Wizard Rod, you do have the advantage of having your like attack clone. And Dran Strike, I think, has a purpose in the meta of being almost like a glass cannon heavy hitter. It's not the heaviest blade in the meta, but I think it can hit really hard with these prongs right here, or with these little attack points right here. And free flat, I don't think has much of a place in the meta. Now, if it was free rush, then maybe, but I just think it's a cool addition to add to the collection, and it does look nice. But what are your guys' thoughts? What did you guys think of these two bays? Which one was your favorite? Make sure you drop in the comment section down below. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.